because both you mentioned Boateng as well there, Liam, and Keith, you're going to look at his performance as well tonight, because I mean, this maybe is the other side of Germany.
Well, I've been critical of Boateng in a Bayern Munich shirt this year. Alarm bells don't go off early enough. Was very fortunate not to give a penalty away. This was in the first half against Berg. This is the first yellow. 11 minutes later, he then gets the second. When you're on a yellow card, you cannot go in for a challenge like that. You really can't. You can see it on his face. He's pleading with the referee. For me, I said it last weekend against Mexico, he looks overweight, he looks sluggish, he doesn't look like he's match fit. The 25th of April was his last game for Bayern Munich against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Wind on, he's at 45 minutes in the build-up to this against Saudi Arabia, and I think it's telling. Last week he didn't get the protection from the midfielders. Kimmich was playing as a right winger for the vast majority of the game. He looks very, very vulnerable, and he would be a worry for me.
He has a habit of the moment of taking the ball out from defence. Germany are obviously going to dominate possession, but he's coming into midfield and he's taking chances with his passes, and he's leaving his defence vulnerable to the counter-attack. We saw that against Mexico, and we saw it again tonight. So that actually might work in their favour to get him out of the team. And if Hummels is back fit,
the problem is
maybe...
if Hummels isn't fit, I mean, that's a vertebrae injury that he has. You'd wonder if he can't play and they don't have Boateng either, what do they do at the back then?
Yeah, you've got Rüdiger, you've got Süle. You know, somehow you've got to manage. You know, in a tournament, you need all the players. That's why I've got a squad of 23. These are all good players. Süle had a very good season for Bayern Munich when he played. He's the understudy to the two other guys. Rüdiger is a Chelsea player. You know, you've got to use these guys, and sometimes you only find out how they respond to the pressure or to situations like this when they do play. So I wouldn't be too worried, because I think Hummels and Boateng looked fragile in the first game. I don't think they were very stable at the back today. So, you know, if they can't play, if Hummels can't play, I wouldn't have a problem with Süle and Rüdiger, because, you know, I think they shouldn't do any worse than what we've seen so far in the first two games.
Is this enough to convince you, Liam, that they are tournament contenders?
No, winners, no. You know, you can never write the German team off, but I don't think they have enough quality in the forward line. I think Brandt might get a start against South Korea, but I think Muller's totally off form. I think Gomez is, you know, he's getting on as well. So Werner, they've pinned a lot of hopes on this lad. He was lively, he was game, but I think he just lacks that finesse and that football intellect to see Germany as winners. I don't think they have enough in the forward line, Jack.